I'm not even a bitchy type. I'm just asking for the simple shit. Word. Come on now.
Dre.
Listen. We went from love and lust, the world against us. Now it's just whatever with us. And we don't speak much, no sex in months, arguments and such. I can't keep up appearances, what I'm feeling is that I ain't feeling this. My attitude like fuck it, my heart like chill. The love is real, I can't cope, I can't feel, I can't sew, I can't deal, I can't go, I can't peel. I'm trying to see it through, but it's harmful, this love is an armful. I give my right arm for you and learn to box with the left. Southpaw with any boards and all. Never felt a love like this before. But when it comes down to it all, it's either none at all.
Yeah, I don't really wanna leave, but I'm really not trying to stay. Back and forth, no more about time I've gone away. Yeah, I heard it. No, I'm not perfect, but baby, I'm worth it. I'm worth it.
I hear from you and it goes away. I see you and you're the reason I stay. But it's not enough. I'm addicted to the love, lust, and lust. I feel you're worth the fuss, but I'm the type to write you off serious. Period. After the tears, my only fear is time wasted. I'm into the basics, no need to complicate this. I'm as real as they get, thoroughbred, keep you well fed. In the kitchen and in bed, hustling for bread. Together we can get it. Legitimate, or the ski mask way. We can split it, stack, spend it, max, spit it when disrespected. Step to the left, kid, I'm trying to go right. At the end of the night, despite the fight, the loving is right.
Yeah, I don't really wanna leave, but I'm really not trying to stay. Back and forth, no more about time I've gone away. I believe what we had was true. What was good turned to bad. What we gon' do? Love changes, best friends turn strangers. I can't go away.
What up, what up, what up, what up? Welcome to the No Main Topic Show, episode 2. Like I said before, there's no main topic. We don't go off script, really. There's no cuts, no bleeps, no censors. Yo, pull up, have a listen, because this is what you've been missing. Straight up political to mystical, I will not bullshit you. Shout out to S.STREET Media and the Good Brothers, Math and Sosa. Shout out to 1718 Collective. Shout out to S.STREET. Shout out to my partner in crime, J Lo, the master of the YNN crew. Shout out to the YNN crew. Shout out to the Van of the Lauer and myself, Coquito King of New York. Coquito_King_New York on Instagram. Ladies and gentlemen, how have you been? It's been a good week and a lot's been going on. A lot of heads started rolling in the whole Trump thing, and it's been wild to see. Like, I didn't think I would see something like this in my lifetime ever, but it is fucking amazing. The lawyer Coleman got sentenced to 3 years behind arranging the hush payment to the girl and whatever else, the campaign finance violations, and he just straight up snitched. He's like, yeah, she made me do it, and And I had to just, do whatever he said to do and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, wow, like, y'all are all supposed to be, like, in cahoots. Like, how you just giving it up like that? Be like, is there no honor among thieves? Like, for real. Like, I guess as part of it, you got to allocute. I guess he would have been longer if he didn't because, the feds ain't playing. 3 years is, I guess he doing all right. And then the Russian spy. Oh, my God. Like, I really can't believe that that's really a thing. Like, I was, like, in doubt of a lot of it. I know all my Democratic friends are telling me shit like, oh, you bugging out. You don't. I'm just more like, it really can't be as ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. The girl's name is Maria Butina, and she pled guilty to engaging in political espionage. She infiltrated Republican strongholds like the NRA, the RNC, whatever, and CNN said that she sought to establish unofficial lines of communication with Americans who have power and influence over politics. Like, and then when they caught her, like, yeah, she's supposed to be like Russian. To me, that's like ultra tough, right? I guess. She gave up the handler and she just straight up, she just told it all. Like, my little opinion, I didn't think it would ever get this bad with Trump. Like, I was for him in the beginning because I kind of felt like since nobody really supported Obama's money deals, it's more like, here come a money man. I felt confident, but that faded quickly. Like, I didn't cast no vote for him. He really ain't shit to me, but the way people have reacted to him is kind of scary to me, like, especially people who are on the quote-unquote better side of the whole thing. I think that looking at this from a different standpoint will help everybody get what they want, especially anyone who's been slighted, who's been innocent in this whole situation. But that's a whole nother deal. I'm now going to get into something I like to talk about, which is, once again, education. I myself am a member of the Community Educational Council in District 12 here in the Bronx. I want to speak to y'all about what it means to be what it means to be. I see you, Hal. I see you. What it means to be on the Community Educational Council in any district that you're in education. This is something serious for me because I think people need to understand how powerful these boards are. Not just the people on them, but the support that they should have, and that's you and me. Whether we got kids in schools or whatever, just to a part of the community that kind of work should be done. Everyone should be about that. Everyone should be on top of it. Meetings occur once a month at different schools in every district. Every district has its own number across the entire city. No district is the same. Find out where yours is. They actually have forms that you can get yourself reimbursed for the time that you have to put your children in daycare, or you have to do this extra assignment, and it actually reimburse you on a legal and a tax end. One of the things I want to speak about is what it takes to be a CEC member, and there's actually a guideline. As a CEC member, you have important responsibilities, including recommending capital improvements, assessing the effect of district's educational programs on student achievement, collaborating in the evaluation of the superintendent, and liaison with school leadership teams, which is SLT. I spoke about that last week, and those are in your schools. Check for the SLT. To fulfill your role effectively and responsibly, you'll need to collect and analyze important information. For instance, each year your CEC will be asked to prioritize 5 capital improvement projects to submit to the School Construction Authority, the SCA. The quality of your recommendations will depend on the data collected during the school visits. So what this means is basically you have to go to different schools and find out what's going on with them. To make the most of your visit, please adhere to the following protocol. After the district schools have been distributed among the CEC members, principals and the superintendents must be informed of the name of each school's CEC liaison. All schools must be arranged through your council's administrative assistant and must be confirmed in an email from the principal. Superintendent must be copied on both requests and confirmation. This is all so that you can go into the schools and make contact with the people who run the school, and SLT in that school, the principal in that school, AP in that school, janitorial staff in that school, so you can determine what needs to be done, and it can be brought to the meeting, to the superintendent's attention every month. It would be helpful for you to study school data and statistics before visiting the school. A lot of information is publicly available through the school's portal on the DOE website. Your council's AA can be asked to retrieve it for you. Some aspects of school visits by CEC are governed by Chancellor's Regulation with D-130. Your council's bylaws and practices may specify additional procedures and requirements. That's all legal speak. The gist of this whole thing is to help you understand what it takes to be a CEC member and what will be asked of you. Being on this board also puts me in front of a lot of information about things that are happening in local communities. The Circle of Brothers presents their 8th annual Kwanzaa celebration. That is Thursday, December 27th in Harlem at the Lieutenant Joseph P. Kennedy Jr. Memorial Center, 34 West 134th Street between Malcolm X Boulevard and 5th Avenue. Recovery and Resilience, Union Placement and Construction Training. This program offers 6-week on-site training and preparation for union apprenticeship placement. Union apprenticeship placement and MetroCard travel are option. Applicants must be on a NYCHA lease, be 18 years of age, possess a high school diploma or GED, be interested in pursuing a union career in construction, and pass a drug screen test after 6 weeks of in-class training. This is at rebuildingtogethernyc.org. Once again, NYCHA Housing Authority, employment opportunity for 2018-19 winter season. NYCHA is hiring temporary snow removal workers to remove snow and ice at the NYCHA properties throughout the city. To register, visit the NYCHA Human Resources Department located at 90 Church Street, 5th floor, New York, 10007 on the following dates and times. Fridays only, December 7th, 14th, and January 4th, 11th, and 18th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. You must bring with you 2 forms of identification to only verify your identity and eligibility to work in the United States. Examples of acceptable documents are your driver's license, U.S. citizen ID card, Form I-197, employment authorization document issued by the Department of Homeland Security, Social Security card, and original certified copy of your birth certificate. You have to be 18 years of age at least and able to perform physical labor. Your wage will start at $13.50 per hour. Please take advantage of that. This is really special. 5th annual video contest, Take 5, Young Artists Unite Against Bullying. As part of his campaign to raise awareness about bullying and intolerance and build respect, and a receptible voice to education for United Federation Teachers BRAVE program is holding its 5th annual video contest. BRAVE is encouraging students to share their experience with bullying and or intolerance from the inside firsthand or outside witnessed. Suggestion ideas of what does it feel like to be the target of bullying, witnessing a bullying situation, how do you and your classmates stand up for each other in a passive way. The contest requirements, students got to be in the New York City public school system. The contest is open to all elementary, middle school, and high school students. Contestants must have the permission of their school principal and a teacher willing to serve as a sponsor and primary contact person. Award ceremony to be held on Friday, May 17, 2019. Forward Brave Video Contest submission to Lift Brave Program, 52 Broadway, 14th floor, New York, 10004. Remind for all that information because it is very, very important. Yoga and mindfulness. This kind of speaks for itself for children and anyone else that wants to do yoga. It'll help you de-stress and give you a reason not to want to hurt yourself or your children. It's very important that you do that. You deserve it, and so do your kids, no matter how bad they really might be. The yoga mindfulness class, this is, I guess I'll get back to this one. High-functioning autism and Asperger's syndrome sensory system screening 11 to 18 years old. Learn about your child's sensory systems with a complimentary screening using highly advanced technology. The screening will be at New York University at 380 2nd Avenue, Manhattan, New York, 10010. Sensory Gateway for Autism.us. December 29th, American Museum of Natural History's annual Kwanzaa celebration. For free tickets on December 29th, go to amnh.org/calendar/Kwanzaa 2018. Interested in healthcare, career in healthcare. 22-week program includes preparing for work in the USA. Participants get one-on-one coaching. Sessions start January 3rd, 11 a.m. sharp. Same day, 2 p.m. sharp, and January 3rd, same day, 6 p.m. sharp. So 11, 2, and 6 p.m. on January 3rd. Call the Bronx Americans Welcome Center at 718-829-1564, extension 2 or 3. This is all the things that you get in your CEC packet when you sit on the board. So there's so much information that you get in these packets, and it is amazing what you can do with them with your kids. Most of this stuff is free. I want to get into another subject that's kind of close to it. A lot of kids in the system are in the shelter system, and a lot of times people in the shelter don't really know what they can do to help their children out. I want to talk about navigating the shelter system because, 150,000 kids in the system, that's a lot. That's a really big number, and a lot of it is due to simply just misinformation and a lack of understanding on all sides, everybody, even the motherfuckers behind the window, all sides. The reality of the situation is the state of mind of the person. You've been displaced. You have to get your belongings and gather them, so you've been evicted. You have to scurry to this place you don't know, drag your stuff through a metal detector, and be treated like a number, basically. Fill a sock, sit down and wait, and come tell your story. You have to process you as efficiently and quickly as possible, and it really isn't the most pleasant situation to be in. It's very degrading, dehumanizing, looking around, seeing other people, those people, look at them, and then it's later on it hits you like, this is me. It can mess with your head a lot. A lot of things need to be understood. A lot of truths have to be told on the people's going through it and the people who have actually dealt with it, the people who work there. Like, I've been through it myself, 1.5 years in the shelter. It's not a cakewalk, but you have to also have some compassion for them as well and some understanding of their reality. The basic behaviors that most people in this situation exhibit are not ones that are very normal. And this is not to speak bad about anyone. Hear me clearly. This isn't to say them people and talk down about them. It's got to be understood why this is such a big problem. It's way deeper than just numbers and money. The basic things like how to wash up in the morning, most of them don't know how to do that. Don't understand how that works, why that's a thing, nothing to look forward to. It's not a thing with them at all. So their children are not doing the same thing. It's very difficult to see. It's very difficult to live amongst. For someone like myself who went through it, who had his family and everything else, it was easy to deal with because I had the support network. But waking up somewhere we're not used to every day, doing different things we're not used to, it can be a lot, especially with a brand new baby. It's crazy. I think that a lot of people need to also look at the fact that there might be some mental illness with that. It could very well be. Mental illness is being more closely looked at nowadays, more than anything else, really. And it's not so much the okay, well, if you're nuts, you're crazy, we're gonna pack you off to Belleville, nobody's gonna see you again. It's really basically just problem solving. You really break it down, and it's through your own perspective. So just give yourself a chance. And for some people, that's just not that easy. They're not capable of doing it. But rather than even give them that analysis or that diagnosis, just to understand that they don't have what it takes to connect to what's necessary for them to overcome the situation. They'll stay that way if they're not inspired, if they're not duly informed or given some type of palatable result. It's crazy. Public assistance aspect of it, okay? You need to have an open public assistance case to be eligible to stay in the homeless shelter. That can be very hard to deal with. You just saw this video of this girl getting her baby snatched from her in an HRA facility. I didn't see the whole thing. I didn't want to see the whole thing. I'm really tired of watching them kind of videos because I get angry, like turn green angry. Some of y'all know me. I get mad in a minute. So I'd rather not even wrap my head around that. I could tell you how that might have happened, but I don't know shit to say about it. But what I'm going to tell you is this. When you in that place, calm the fuck down. Take a look around you. You in like company. It's not to say that you're like them, but y'all all supposed to be there on business. Do you hear what I'm telling y'all? It is not time to show your ass. Fuck you, I'm mad at you. This place will piss you off in a heartbeat because it is run like a machine. Don't let them humans back there fool you. They have an obligation to make that machine run as best as it needs to. You understand why in a moment. When you're there, you have to understand that this is a paper and document game and hustle. No entitlements to your emotions. If you're hungry, bring a snack. If not, deal. Sing a song to that baby. You're going to be there for a while. This is what you must expect of this whole place, okay? For a person who I mentioned before who doesn't have those faculties, this can be jarring. This could be crazy. And especially when you do your best to get it right. And sometimes it's just not good enough, right? Make copies of all your documents. Get all official originals. There can be no excuses about this. This is for you and for your process. You learn to keep records when you're in these places because you're going to need them everywhere you go. Every place is not going to have your record. When it comes back to the document game, right, the state of mind of the person is important to understand that you have to get through some barriers to help them understand what that means to have those documents. Every single process it takes to get something done can result in you becoming very emotional, very pissed off. You got to have some patience with it. For those of you who are in the system that know how to get this done, know everything I'm saying, pass it on to people. It's not your job, but you know how much it helps. Vouchers are not on the shelter premises. I'm going to say this one more time. Your voucher is not at the shelter. I don't care whoever told you that bullshit. It's not true. Okay? Your guidance counselor your caseworker didn't tell you that. Neither did the shelter director. No one told you that. If you want to get yourself a voucher, which you should in your situation, Catholic Charities places like Canberra or Bronx Works, you can apply for vouchers there at those places. When you do, bring all of your vital records, your rent statements, residency letter. Oh my God, let me say this again. In that shelter, you must always keep a ton of up-to-date residency letters. Every month you go down there and say, I need 30 of them, because you're going to be going so many places that when you prove that you're in the shelter, they treat you accordingly. You feel what I'm saying? You're in a situation that requires you to receive some benefits through your open PA case and your efforts. Your left foot in front of right foot efforts, your free MetroCard 2-trip efforts, you have to do it. When they assign you to places to go look for work like FedCap, get up and go do it. I know it's not this simple because you have kids. FedCap will work with you. You're not the only one that has kids. They'll work with you. They'll take that into consideration. When you look for your place to live, you have to put the biggest amount of footwork in. Okay, you have to really scour the hell out of the city. You got to look from every nook and cranny. You got to make every single phone call. You really have to treat this like your life is on the line. Not that it is or it isn't. What you don't want to be is on the line. What you're trying to work out in your life is on the line. You have to treat this entire process like business. As difficult as it might be, it just needs to happen. Everyone is not going to get this message. They're not going to all run it smoothly. Some people are going to listen to this and be like, you know what the fuck you're talking about? I've been through it. I've been through what I've been through. I can tell you what the basics are, not with my case personally. What I just mentioned is all what you're going to go through. And when you're looking for these places to live, okay, you have to work harder than the staff. They'll help you out, but don't forget that they're helping out everyone else in that place who's trying just as hard as you might be. Hear what I'm telling you? As hard as you might be. The harder you work, the easier for them to work. You give them more places to call, you don't have to work that hard. But I suggest you call those same places too, just like they have to. So at least they know who you are and that you're from a shelter and you're looking to get your life straight. Each and every time you have your appointments, okay, you have to learn to communicate with these people. They're not your enemy, okay? They're not. They have to follow the rules like everybody else does. Back to the welfare process. When you're going through all that, you guys, anyone that's been through it, you have to be patient, okay? Take into consideration yourself what you've gone through. I've just been through a lot. I have a new address suddenly. I have new this. Don't know what I'm going to do. This is fucked up. That's going crazy. Or this is perfect. I'm closer than I've been before. What do I do now? I got more time. Whatever it is, you got to find your silver lining and you got to do the best that you can, especially for your children. That has to happen. Those things are important. When you get up in the morning, do not forget to sign your kids in that little book that they went to school. Don't forget that. Also, McKinney-Vento. McKinney, V-I-N-T-O, McKinney-Vento. That makes everything that your kid gets, if you're in the shelter, free. That includes lunch. That includes transportation. That includes free trips. That includes free everything. Up to the damn cap and gown, just about. Okay? But you have to make sure your school is making use of Title I money. Okay? That's where the whole CEC thing comes in. That's where the whole being a responsible parent comes in. It is not to call anybody to say that you're not doing it, but there's a greater part to being responsible, and it's called footwork. Literally, you got to get up off your ass and go do something. That's just the way it is. These situations can easily be mended by other people who are not in them and have a little more compassion. Not to say give it all up, like, okay, I'm going to bend over for somebody, but no, a little more compassion. You see people, I'm not saying hand the money, but yourself think of it differently. Like, don't think of them as those people over there. Let it motivate yourself. Like, let that not be me. I'm not talking no big stupid shit, but if you don't think that that's part of you getting out of there, let this not be me, you are sadly mistaken. This process is really more mental than anything, and you have to be strong to overcome it. Whatever services they give you for that, like to talk to a professional, take them. When the floating hospital comes to your shelter, get on the bus. It's real simple to do. Make time for it. So, I'm enjoying this. I really am. I like saying what I say, talking how I talk. I love giving good information and all the rest. One other thing I like to talk about is what goes on socially in the world. These are just some of my little small opinions, and doesn't need to be what somebody may listen to or follow. Subway manners. You people on the train, you got to get it together. Okay, I think I might have spoke briefly on this before. I made a hint to it. You don't pass through cars. Did you guys see this video where this guy like got chopped up passing through cars? Don't do it. It's not the same anymore. It's not the same need for a reason. It's not the bad old days you were fleeing from trouble. That's over. You people in your brains, I can't seem to put one foot on the other car and then drag yourself over. Somehow that gap gets you. I'd never in my life. Men and women, try to have some respect for one another, please. I beseech all of you. It's not that difficult to do. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. Thank you, sir. Hold the door. Be nice, okay? Anyone who looks good is going to look good through their clothes. Try to be an adult about it. Don't stare too long. Ladies, this especially applies to you. Y'all print hunters, don't lie. You know who you are, okay? Be strong with yourself, and mostly be strong with each other. Be upfront. Do the best you can. I'm not preaching at all. I'm not trying to be the white knight or nothing. Just, helpful advice. That's it. When it comes to your kids, though, with school, let's go back to that. Pay attention to everything that your kid does day to day. Okay, ask questions. Okay, be in their life. Be in their book bag. Be in their room. Be in their drawer. Okay, that is not their room. That is your house. Okay, let that be the thing with your kids. One of the reasons why I say this is because a lot of teachers are being incentivized to come to places like the Bronx where some would normally run. So retention can be a bit of a problem. And the way you can help that out as a parent is by being more involved in the kids' school. Whatever problems your kids are giving that teacher, put a stop to it, okay? Because y'all kids ain't the only soul doing it. And just be a better part of the community. Be a more helpful part of it. Join the PTA if you can. Find whatever time you can to be the best part of it. We are about to go to break. You can listen to some more awesome music. And when I come back, I don't know, I might just freeball it. Y'all been good. Thank you.
For nothing, you were the man, breaking every heart that opened till you met me. Thought I was vulnerable like the others for me. How you can't stomach the taste of your own medicine, yeah. You handed me a stress, so I made you my Pinocchio. Tended ice every time your nose would grow. Told you you had beauty, but you really believe you found love, love. And I don't know what you want from me. cause I ain't care about it. No. Thanks for the late nights that made me feel like maybe you could care, but you don't know real love. So I'm leaving, your heart bleeding. Put your cards on the table, played you like a joker. Your face looking stuck while mine is playing poker. And you deserved it, could've let you hurt me. I don't know what you want from me. I can only tell what my eyes can see. And I don't know what you want from me. What you want from me. What you want from me.
Yo, 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 what up? We back. We back. This is the No Main Topic Show, starring your boy Lord. Shout out to S.STREET Media. Shout out to myself, Coquito King, New York. Y'all know what it is. $5, Coquito, $5. Y'all know what it is, baby. So right now, I'm just going to, like I said, I'm just going to freestyle it now. Normally, what I do all day is what most folks do. I just be on Facebook looking around, you know. I do my thing. I'll be chilling. Some of y'all posts be kind of crazy. I'm not going to say no name. I'm just going to, you know, kind of scroll through and see what it is. Like, one dude's like, yo, all black women are fucked up. Some of you brothers just choose wrong. That's all there is to it. Sometimes these posts, they tend to kind of like want to drive a message, and some people get it, some people don't. Kind of posts that I make, I tend to jar their mind. Some people call me an asshole. I'm fine with that. Thank you. And, you know, I'm good with the outcome of it. I don't censor people from talking on my page. Some say I start problems. If I do apologize. I'm not trying to get nobody to punch nobody in the eye. I don't want to get punched in the eye. But something like this is, you know, general statements I really don't go too much for because I kind of feel like it takes away from the individual. And the statement is towards something bigger. So I'm more inclined to look at it like, okay, yes, all black women are fucked up. Some brothers is just choosing wrong. The choosing wrong part to me more feels like this person hasn't really looked at the whole situation from the right perspective, which should be their own, not somebody else's. Sometimes when you're looking through it through your own filters, you begin to realize that everything isn't for you and you ain't for everything. So finding peace in that usually allows some to come to a more easier conclusion in the situation of male and female dealings. A lot of this tends to go on in the Facebook world because, you know, if it ain't one thing, it's usually the other. A lot of things I like to talk about on Facebook is network marketing. Facebook is a really good place for network marketing because you can get so much out to so many people so quickly in your own manner. Like right now with this whole thing right here, I'm able to put this on Facebook Live as I go, but also get on Ustream Media as well. Shout out to Math, G Math, S.TREET Media for putting us on, the Math and Sosa 1718 Collective. So network marketing on Facebook becomes easy because it's simple as making a video and pressing send. You get your information, you do your thing, you upload it, and bam, there you are. A lot of my good friends, like my man Sean Shields, who is tearing up the world basically with Nove, a wonderful company that is now teaching you how to get your credit in order. I'm not saying it like a joke at all because credit is very, very serious. They're now wanting you to pull up your credit for jobs. That shit is scary. You got to admit, like, imagine like them checking your credit score for a job, but then the shit go down 2 points. So let's say you make 10 rounds a day, you already lost 10 points. So here it is tomorrow, or we can't hire you. That is a motherfucker. But when it comes to paying bills, bills are as simple as having some discipline and some foresight and some planning. Maybe not as simple for some as it might be for others, but that's the steps that you must take toward it. Get with Nove Lifestyle. Get with the Nove Lifestyle. They are tearing up the scene as far as credit correction and one of the truest companies to date. People do not have problems with this company. They have nothing but fun, and they're able to branch off into other things without the feeling of an anchor, so to speak. Like, everyone supports everybody in that company. It's a wonderful environment, and you should look into it. Nove Money. Once again, my man's name is Sean Shields, and he can help you with that. Like I said, I comb through Facebook, look for some things, and sometimes it's pretty amazing to see what some people put up. Some people put up cool things like you see this girl just came through the lane and just threw it down. Boom, dunk, regulation hoop right there. That's amazing to see. It makes you think about how awesome kids are. It makes you think about your own kids that they're in sports. It's inspirational stuff to look at. Everything isn't always negative. You know, I pop my shit basically. You know, the Russian spy gave it up. Second, Trump had the role. Like I said, I talked a lot of big shit about Trump. I kind of bigged him up in like 2015. I honestly felt like he threw his hat into the ring because of the way people treated Obama, believe it or not. Nobody really supported Barack Obama. I'm not going to go over this for too long, but nobody really did. They let his adversary stay in the House and Senate and keep him down. It was, you know, like having him fucking chained to a 2-foot leash in the fucking gate. And he's supposed to do anything from there. It was crazy. Now this go around, this man put his hat into the ring because so much of his interests have gone over to out of the country because of the previous president from Obama, Mr. Bush. You know, him and Michelle got that little candy relationship. You know, every time somebody died, he got some candy for her. She got candy. He sit up under her like he's a good kid in school. It's comical to watch him. Brock be sitting there like, this fool, he don't understand. But more often than not, taking the positive route on Facebook is easier, even though I don't always, you know, I don't always adhere by this rule, but I do love to do what I do. A sad thing happened. A black cop who mistakenly shot a white woman is charged with intentional murder. It is crazy because the whole Blue Lives people, they have been silent on this whole thing. They haven't said a word about this. And the funny thing about it is the circumstances are just crazy. Like, this is one time that this cop really got it ass backwards and shot this woman. I do believe that he should burn for it. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, any other cop that does this shit, like, the wrong fucking way. Like, and oftentimes you don't see justice for a very long time, if anything. I don't think this should be about color. I think it should be about professionalism. I'm saying it because expecting someone to adhere to something that you feel based on the color of their skin is a bit ludicrous. So I guess you can ask yourself that if you like, but in this situation, the policeman was dead ass wrong, and that's just the end of it. He should be tried as such, and as should all cops who violate their office and the trust of the people. It is not good. On a lighter note, Onimusha is on the Xbox One right now, and so is the Devil May Cry demo. I suggest you take it up because I just finished playing it, and Devil May Cry is the shit once again, all over again. They ain't miss no beats, not one. That tea is fucking amazing. What else? Caught this post and said, yo, there is no way in hell that Jesus Christ could be real. They ain't a Capricorn alive is going to sacrifice themselves like that. That shit is true indeed. Capricorns is not about to give up nothing. They don't give no ground. I'm married to a Capricorn. They don't give up not no ground. They come off real nice. They like butterflies, but they will do it to you if you let them. Yo, I shared this shit, right? This guy is flying through the air off a fucking ramp. Now, mind you, you thinking when you see it, it's BMX. You just see wheels flying in the air. Then when he go past, you see that it's a wheelchair flying through the air. Look at my face. It's niggas in the wheelchair flying through the air like he's in the air. And then the back wheels hit the back of the precipice at the end of at the drop. He bounces and goes completely upside down, lands head first in the chair on the daggone ramp. Like, you know, I read the caption, oh, I bet you can't get any more paralyzed than that. Yeah, hold my iced tea. He just took off going and damn near broke his fucking neck. Like, how do you even consider something like that? Like, that is complete fucking get hot thoughts for real. Ever notice that the only folks who badmouth network marketing are the same folks who haven't made a dime in it? Ooh, that's a crazy statement, and it's very, very true. Not that I've given up on network marketing. I've taken it in a little bit of a different direction. I'm building myself more. When I was going hard with it, a lot of people, they have skeptical feelings about it because they themselves don't realize where inadequacies are, right? And when it comes to business, those things have no place when it comes to conducting business. For some who identify with being less adequate as like that's normal, they don't get how somebody could work harder, be tougher, demand more, and live right next to them. They really don't understand that. And sometimes if you're not close enough to that person to love them or care about them, they could make you feel some type of way, like very, very low. People who haven't made dime in network marketing, of course, are going to complain because most people who might need something like this, or people who would need it, not so much want it. Someone who is not financially well off, that doesn't have the right skills to make a dollar last or even make one continually come in. And when you attempt to give it to someone who might necessarily need it, their emotions come out. And it's like a natural reaction just about, and it's the craziest one in the world. Because you, in your same mind, you're like, how are you upset that I'm trying to offer you opportunity, but you idolize these cats on TV, line up for this dude's sneakers, and it's way too fucking much money for a pair of sneakers because you're not going to fly. All right? I can see if you put one away, the first pair of Jordans that Prince designed, those Jordan 1s, yeah, you should never wear those again because Prince designed them. Always remember that. Put those away. But for you to make it seem like the person trying to give you the opportunity is wrong while you live the kind of life that suggests that you would like to be in that person's shoes, it's a bit ass backwards. But as marketers, we're taught not to allow that to bring us down more often than anything, because we also have to be on our own mission. We're constantly growing. We're constantly moving, shifting, learning. You always see us with a head in the book. We don't spend too much time on TV, always writing things down, always snagging opportunities. It's like you got to have it. That's why I really enjoy being here so much, because this allows me to let you know about these right here. These just $5. You already know what it is. I'm the Coquito King. It's the best thing ever. And it also allows me to share my perspective. And like I said, my guests upcoming in the few weeks to come, they're going to be very special, very profound. And you're really going to enjoy the experience here. But we're not done yet. My mother got on Facebook, right? Now, me and my mom got the same type of mouth. So my mother's, you know, she's a, mommy, I love you, but you a recidivist Facebook offender. She be in and out that jail like it ain't nobody business. But, I mean, sometimes it's like that. And I say it to say, you know, Mom, I love you. I'm not trying to make no type of example out of you, because that's just not possible. You know what I'm saying? When you on Facebook, do be mindful of that the softies have it. I'm going to say it. They're soft. They're whiny brats. They piss him on all day about what you say and how you hurt their feelings. They kind of have it. So just as intelligent as we might be, let's also utilize our vocabulary, because there are other words they haven't stolen away yet that we can use upon them. Like, them people that get so bad pretty soon, they're going to have to use those big, highly intelligent words that they put on the cup like a gift. Like, you're a, what's one of them big crazy words? You're a highly festering horse's pimple on the booty. Like, it says something like that on the cup, but it's the word that actually means, like, no one knows what the hell that word is. Like, it's going to get that bad that they're going to really make it so you're going to have to end up talking like that before you end up like offending somebody. Like, you can't get mad at the most purest form of the word. I also like a lot of the stuff that they show, these people making these cool little cooking things, right? Like, this guy has a pumpkin, he cuts it open and puts the meat and stuff in it. I would try something like that. This guy, Salt Bae, is getting on my nerves just a bit. I feel like he's handling the meat a bit too much. He doesn't have any gloves on. I don't appreciate it. Like, it's cute after a while, but it's more like, okay, you're a short Spanish dude with good hair. You know how to, you're a good butcher. Like, that's as far as it goes for me. But other than that, you know, he do his thing. I think that for Christmas should be another candy holiday. I think it should. I know it might be a lot to ask for. I think there should be Christmas baskets with, like, snow grass in them, or red and green grass. It should be a cookie and candy holiday. Like, there should be all kind of Christmas cookie dough recipes out there that you could make early in the morning, or when they get up and open the gifts and have cookies and whatnot, and ice cream too. We should let that be a damn Christmas morning. Like, it'll be okay. It'll definitely be okay. Yeah, this has been wonderful for me. I gotta really say, I'm just enjoying myself. I'm chilling. I really didn't come here with too much of a script. Like I said, there's no main topic. I just, you know, do what I do. Dr. Umar Johnson. Let's talk about him. This brother right here, I know who he is. I agree with about 90% of what he talks about. I like that he is somebody who has stepped to the forefront, even though he has not claimed to be anyone's leader. I like the fact that he kicks facts true indeed, and he does his best to be actual factual. I like the fact that he doesn't step outside his professional bounds, even though something that he does. I think he's entitled to his brand of rhetoric. And like I said, even though I don't agree with just 10% of it, I don't agree with. I'm not big on the African diaspora deal. Like, don't read me the wrong way. I understand that we are of African descent. I get that totally. How I understand it, land comes in between some of that. And it's not to pick side, but it's more to understanding how we can obtain these things legally so that we can achieve what brothers like him would like black people to achieve. I personally think that when it comes to what he wants, it ties into business very much so. It's something that Matt the Match and I were talking about the other day, introducing a business spin to S.STREET Media so that the consciousness of why it's important to continually turn money is always at the forefront, especially with this pioneer shit my man Matt Sosa's doing, you know. It makes it so that that's part of the conversation, always part of the topic, it's part of the consciousness, and is very important. Him being actual factual gives you a lot to look at and study if you don't know what he's talking about. A lot of information. He made me look more into what was happening with Bill Cosby because with the way they treated the case, to me, was kind of illegal. They shopped that evidence around the doctor tape where the mother had inspired that woman to lie on tape and doctor it. Several forensics, including Bill Cosby's in 4 different court districts, said that they couldn't take that tape into evidence because it was doctored. So they waited until a new DA was elected, and she appointed a judge, a judge was appointed to her. And since they were in cahoots, that judge allowed this doctored tape, and thus Bill Cosby was sent up. So it's not to say that he wasn't guilty of doing whatever he was. I think he was just guilty of keeping company with somebody that just, you know, it's like she was 16 and he just turned 17 and the mom found out and ratted him out and he's sitting in jail now. That's exactly what that's like, and it's terrible. I don't think he overstepped his bounds as a professional. I think that, you know, what the heart wants, what the heart wants. Was he incorrect about stepping out his marriage? Oh, yes, he was. Like, I don't think he should have did that being who he is. But, you know, it happened. It is what it is, and that's basically that. But Dr. Johnson, again, I find him to be a breath of fresh air, whereas most people who are speaking on behalf of black people, where they give solutions, they oftentimes don't give palatable ones, and where they're speaking on behalf of something greater, they oftentimes leave out the small things that it takes to be great. Like, oh, Dr. Johnson, why didn't you start a charter school? Because that's a state-run deal after a while. I don't want that. I want a private, independent entity where I can teach children about agriculture, I can teach them about themselves, teach them to love themselves. And no, we're not indoctrinating LGBT kids. They're welcome. If they don't want to stop behaving the way they want to behave, that's not a problem. They're welcome to come to school. This is not to make them ungay. It's just to help them understand that they are beautiful black children and they deserve a whole lot more than what society has given them. You know, whatever is ailing them, or even if it's not, you're still welcome. That's the bottom line. It's an education. If you could pay the cost, you're welcome, just like any school. It's just privatized. I think it's important that black folks understand that business is key to our freedom and our success. I think that individually we're better off working that out as opposed to all of us or together. I think that individually we have better skill sets. I think that individually we have to see who we are as people so we can become stronger links in the chain. I don't think that Mav's strong points is my strong point. So if he does things from my perspective, or if J-Lo do it from my perspective, it might not work out for them. Same if I do it from theirs, it don't work out. But as we have our own perfections in the mirror, if we work on that and make it greater, we become unbreakable links, and when we link up, we can't be broken. That's an unstoppable force. When you take one head out, 2 more will appear in its place. You never have enough bullets for that. Remember that. I also think that it is very important to teach this to our children as well about business, not just so much counting money, but how to put it away, why it's important to put money away, why it's important to see money as power, not so much a tool. You know, money is fuel, like Dave Chappelle said. What's the difference between me and somebody who has a $50 million contract and I have a $10 million contract? Nothing, just an astounding $40 million. That guy, I can go to any school I want just like that guy. I can go out to eat where I want just like that guy. Money is the fuel for decisions. So if you look at it from that aspect, you stop making it about who has what, don't I have enough, you stop doing the material things. One of the best forms of therapy, I think, is for black people is financial literacy. I honestly believe that. Financial literacy makes you look at yourself and have to clean yourself up and straighten yourself out and get yourself in order before you can see any kind of success. It really begs that of you. I need help with that. I'm not saying that you do, but I know I do. That's why I love dealing with financial literacy. I love trying to improve myself as hard as it is. It is not easy, but I do my best to try. And do I need to work harder? Yeah. More consistent? Yeah. And I'll get there. I will get there. So I suggest every person in the hood especially look into financial literacy. One of the best educations you could ever have about yourself, your situation, how you're living, how you're perched into those areas, what the plan is for it, economically, all of that is important. Another good post. A vast majority of feminists are nothing more than male chauvinists trapped inside of a busted woman's body. God damn. Like, that's hard right there. And it's the truest shit in the world, all right? A lot of them, they really are. It's like they trying to come across like we have the women's best interest in mind. Like, yeah, the women's? How many of you, I mean, did you talk to? Did you get all of them? No. Because y'all never be with the black women, do you? You don't. You use them to subvert their own man and fuck up their house and give you the vote on the old bullshit. You've been doing this since Frederick Douglass, okay? And he told you back then that the struggles you have with your man can't compare to the struggles of the nation of my people, even though he had the white wife at the time, you know. Shame on him. But it's very, very true. Like, they'll try to act like they want to protect the woman, but really it's more about making sure that a certain kind of power can get gained that nobody else has. And that's not supposed to be the feminist way, but sadly enough, it does indeed happen that way. Wow, really? Neil deGrasse Tyson got caught up for sexual allegations? Oh, my God. What? Mr. Ultra Negro Nerd, you serious? Not like Negro, like disrespectful, but like he's black. He's not black. He's black. There's a difference, you know what I'm saying? So, like, wait a minute. I can't believe what I'm even reading. Like, I know I read it before, but it's still bugged out. Like, and the thing of it is, it's like, now he wants evidence. He was one of the first ones that wanted to have Kavanaugh, no, believe victims, believe survivors. And now he wants evidence. Ain't that about a bitch? Like, wow, is he faltering right now? Like, I can't believe it. Didn't he want Kavanaugh dead? And now it's like all about evidence, and now you want to be about science? Wow, like, I don't know. I really don't. I hope that he didn't do nothing like that, because I couldn't imagine. Any man could have God like that to do something bad to a woman. Like, you know, if you have to apologize for something, like, please do, right? Whether they accept it or not, just go ahead and do it. I think that him doing that is like really weird. Like, not fucked up. It's more like, you're rapey? Ugh. It doesn't fit you. Like, what is the matter with you? Like, how would you be rapey? Like, you're like an ultra nerd. How could you possibly be rapey? Like, you know all about the sun, moon, and stars, this and that. Like, you can't front that hard with that level of scientific information in your brain. Like, what the fuck happened with you? Like, I don't know. He might have been standing next to the microwave too long in the lunch counter in the fucking Hayden Planetarium. But anyway, more down my timeline. Have you seen this Saved by the Bell shit that looks like Mark Wahlberg is playing Zach Morris, and you got what's this dude? Michael Cera is looking like Screech, and you got The Rock playing AC Slater. Like, could you imagine that shit? Like, hey, Preppy, I need some things to eat if I'm going to lift some weights or whatnot. Like, that would be fucking crazy, but I don't think it's real. I think it's just like a little fan thing, but, you know, that would be awesome if it was. Oh, yeah, gun control. Oh, here's the last 5 minutes you want to get about gun control. Yes, it's two hands. I'm pro-Second Amendment. I am ye the fuck haw about guns. I really am. I'm all about it. I'm also more about people being trained properly to use weapons. It's important that people learn that, especially black people. It's not about the police. It's not about threats to racism. It's not about the end of the fucking world. It's about a basic education on how to use that weapon, okay? That gun don't do what a knife does, or a hammer, or, you know, something heavy, a setting maul, or, you know, even a chair. It doesn't do the same thing. It is designed to kill. It has no other purpose. It's designed to protect your home, protect your family. You know, you make your way out. You see somebody you don't like, pep out, twice in the chest, they go down. That's it. And you just keep moving out the house. I think that gun control is something that needs to be looked at very closely, very seriously. I think training yourself with the weapon is the smartest thing you can do. It changes what you do. It changes how you behave. It changes. You wouldn't even call it a gun. You call it a weapon. You know, it's like a play term, gun. So I think that that's very important for people to wrap around their heads. Okay, an AR-15 does not mean assault rifle. It means Armalite rifle. That's what that means. Okay, like GM, General Mills, or General Motors, same thing. I think you should learn how to go shoot weapons and be proficient in them. Okay, you learn what they sound like. When you hear pop, 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 you start counting because the person shooting, they should be counting. You start doing things like that. You become more aware of your surroundings. You can see if a person is carrying. You learn these things when you start training weapons, and it's a beautiful education to have. It makes you very aware of what you're capable of as well. You know how to get the hell away from gunfire. You can read trajectory from how far away. You learn these things over time. So it's a wonderful education. I think everyone should have it, especially if you're that concerned about the so-called end of the world. Really, get yourself trained up. And, yeah, that's really just it. I've had a great time being here. Oh, and to the dumbasses who left the freaking tire with the boot on it next to the fucking fire hydrant in my house, y'all got to be the dumbest bastards in the fucking world. Like, you should have took the fucking thing with you. That was the whole point of it. Like, were you in the fucking door over here looking stupid? Like, come on. Like, you got to be smarter than that. Everybody just have a good time with your life. It is the weekend. Please be safe. Buy junk food for your loved ones. Go home. Husbands and wife couples squeeze each other up. Put them babies to bed and act like y'all, like y'all was 16 in your room. Your door shouldn't be closed. You know, have a little fun with yourself. Go to the casino, gamble a little bit. Okay, especially if you owe some money. Go with somebody that don't owe shit so they can cash in the ticket. Or just take the hit, say, fuck it, I'm going back on the floor for 10 grand more. Fuck it, do what you got to do. But just remember that all necks do matter. Whether yours is long or yours is missing, all necks matter. And watching pandas eat bamboo is fucking retarded. It's like the lady that keeps eating the shrimps and shit, crunching on that. That's nuts. Okay, those of you who post that shit, y'all can kiss a dick. But love y'all nonetheless, and I appreciate your time. Oh yeah, to the Me Too people, okay, enough is enough. It's over. Let it go, okay? We've had enough, all right? You're not going to keep on trying to find these statements from 10 fucking years ago, because you people don't realize is your generation doesn't have 10 years ago that means shit. That's the bottom line. You don't have a 10 years ago that means any fucking thing, because your whole life has kind of been online. So we got to kind of look into you being like 14 and 15 on the internet, looking at shit you shouldn't have been, like using, what's that, IMVU, that shit, that crazy shit with the chatting kids. Okay, let's see what you were doing when you were 14 and 15, talking about dicks and penises and showing naked parts of your body. Let's see if we can find out when you turn 25 and become somebody. It won't be fun then. You kids are making shit old way too fucking fast, and it is not cool, okay? Get off of it. I'm 30, I'm 38, and they be calling me old. Like, really? Y'all don't know what the fuck old is. How fast are you going to get old? You're 25? Like, it's not going to work out well for you, okay? Listen to some of the older people around you. You might actually live to see some of their years. Seriously. I love you all dearly. I appreciate your time. And right now, we're going to close out. We're going to close out real smooth like. Mav is over there doing mathematical things and setting everything up and touching this and turning them knobs. I don't know what the hell he's doing. That's why he's the engineer, and I appreciate all his work. Also, shout out to Sosa. He's the calmest dude in the room. He's like the Puerto Rican Drew Ha. But it's S.STREET media shit. Cool as a cucumber. You know, like, what'd you say? Speak up. That's my man all day. Shout out for the opportunities. I've been selling this coquito. It's real. $5 each. I do bottles. This is the time of year where the prices are low. After 3 Kings Day, they're going back to regular street value. I move it all year round. Coquito_King_New York on Instagram. Remember, join your community educational councils in your district. Don't be lazy. Get up. Don't be hazy. Love your children like you love yourself. Treat yourself like you deserve wealth. I wish I could say some more around this stuff, but I'm digging this song right now. It's in the headphones. This is J_ENN on Instagram. Her voice is like waterfalls in Japan. Speaking of Japan, don't forget Onimusha comes out in March. February for your Xbox One, and Devil May Cry, of course. Yo, Math, this has been fun, B, for real. I gotta tell you, this has been great. I honestly enjoying this, getting it out to the people, being sincere. I suggest you do this for yourself as well. We all have something to say, and we all deserve to be heard. It just needs to be put in the context so people don't feel like we're trying to overbowl them. I'll get better with this with due time. I appreciate all your love, all of those shit. I'm serious about it. I love doing this microphone shit, taking pictures and all that. Doing